Hello, my name is Kelly Bluen. I am a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to 15 Minutes of Zen, where I guide you through creating a little piece of art using the Zentangle method of drawing. Today I'm using a Micron PN plastic nib pen, a Zentangle brand graphite pencil for shading, a tortillon for blending, and a 2" by 2" Zentangle brand tile called the Bijou. Today we're making Diva Dance Rock and Roll. This was created by Maria Thomas, the founder of Zentangle. Okay, we're going to start by picking up our pencil and putting a dot in each corner. Then we're going to connect those dots lightly with our pencil to create a little border. And then I'm going to pick up my pen. Any size pen will work. The plastic nib has a thicker point and it just shows up better in videos, which is why I typically use it. Okay, so for Diva Dance Rock and Roll, I'm going to start by making a little crescent moon shape up towards the upper left-hand corner, and I'm going to color it in. Now, after I do that, I'm going to take one end of the crescent moon and I'm going to curl it around, but I'm going to aura over that little bump, and then I'm going to stop. For the next part, I'm going to add more bumps around the line I just made. So I'm going to add a little bump right here, go a little ways, add a little bump, and maybe one right there. And then I take my pen and I aura over or around those bumps I just made. And I stop. And then I add some more of those little bumps, just randomly. They can be large, small, thin, thick, whatever you'd like. And then I continue auraing around those bumps, nice and close. And I'm going to go ahead and do another round of those. There's no right or wrong way to do this, but I enjoy the process. And I love how at the end they look like little rosettes. I continue auraing. And then I can just end it whenever I want and finish it off by connecting the line. That's so cute. I'm going to do another one right here, and then I'm going to do a third one down here. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to put a crescent moon, just like that. And I'm going to aura around it and start adding those little bumps. Every time I make this, it turns out just a little bit different. Add some more. I try not to make it look too stacked, like I try not to put the bumps in the same place every time. I want it to look a little more random. You also can see if your shape is kind of staying round or if it starts getting really elongated, then you can add your bumps in specific places so that it rounds it out a little bit more. Now mine is starting to bump into the previous one, and that's okay. I want them to overlap a little bit. So now as I get to that first shape, I'm just going to take my pen right up to it, lift my pen, and imagine coming out the other side. I'm going to make this one a little bit larger than the last one, just to add a little bit of a variety. It's up to you how many you want to add. You can add 2 or 3 each time. You can add more as you go. I'm going to do one more round just to make this a little bit larger. This is such a calming one to make. Okay, I'm going to go back around it one more time, staying close as I aura. All right, there's a nice large one. For my last one, I'm actually not going to start with a crescent. I'm going to start with a heart. I don't remember who it was online that had this idea, but I really like it. So I'm going to start with a heart shape. And then I'm actually going to aura that whole heart, just like that. I'm going to add a couple bumps around that. And then I'm going to start my next aura. But I'm not going to connect it this time. I'm going to add some bumps and continue around. And remember that all of these tangles are just a starting point and a suggestion. So have fun with it. If you're more comfortable auraing the whole thing, then making your bumps, then auraing and not continuing a single line, then do it that way. It's okay. And I'm letting this one bump into the other 2 little roses that I made. This one can also be done in a straight line. It doesn't have to be done round like this, but I just love how it turns out this way. And I'm going to stop right there because I want that one to be kind of small. So pretty. And then because I turned these into little roses, I want to add a couple of leaves. So I've got a big space over here, so I'm going to add a leaf over here. And to make my leaf, I'm going to let it go right over the edge. I'm not worrying about that pencil line. And then maybe I'll add a second leaf, and I don't have room for a whole leaf, so maybe I'll let this one just go right off the page. Just like that. In the middle, I'm going to add a straight line. And I'm going to make these little upside down V shapes. There are so many fun ways to make leaves, but this is just kind of my go-to. It's nice and simple. And when I do it this way, I have to imagine where it would be coming in off the paper. All right, now whenever I make a leaf in Zentangle, I like to aura it. So I'm going to add an aura around the edges of the leaf. just like that. And then I'm going to go back and put ink around that frame, but not putting ink where I did my drawings. So this line is going to stop at the leaf, go across the top, come down. These lines do not have to be straight at all. Just making a cute little frame. And then on this little frame, I'm going to put some little tiny leaf shapes, alternating sides, and coloring them in. Just because I like to give you different ideas for your frames. Looks kind of cute. And the last thing we're going to do is add some shading. All right, my frame is done. I'm going to pick up my pencil and do a little bit of shading. So this one doesn't need a lot of shading, but I'm going to start with that very first Diva Dance Rock and Roll flower that I made, and it sort of lays on top of the other two flowers. So where it overlaps, I'm going to add some graphite as if it were creating a shadow. It overlaps those two. The second one I made overlaps that third one. So where that overlaps, I'm going to add some shading. And then I look at where these three little flower shapes overlap the leaves. So this one overlaps over here. And then this one overlaps. And the same up here. This little flower goes over the leaf, so we need a little shadow. Just like that. And then on my leaves, I'm going to add a little bit of graphite to that center line and to the outer edge of that leaf. So that center line, and then just a tiny bit to that outer edge. Okay, pick up my blending tool. If you don't have a tortillon, you can go to any craft store. They've got all different options for blending tools. You could also just use a Q-tip, whatever you have around. I'm going to go to that very first little flower that I made, and I'm going to just smooth out that area. Smooth it out all the way around it onto the leaf, leaving that first flower very white. Then I go to the next flower and I see where that overlaps. I smooth that out. Now this looks like a pretty defined edge, and I don't want that. So I want to move it a little bit more so it's a little more gradual. And then inside my leaves, I'm just going to smooth out that line and press it out a tiny bit on each side. And then a tiny bit on these edges, scooting it in. Same on this one, just a little bit of softening on the edges and a little bit on that middle line. Now I have, my tortillon has some lead still on it, some graphite, and if I want, I could do the outside edge of my frame. Also, if you wanted to, you could add a little tiny bit around those flowers so it's not so white in the background. I don't think I would add graphite to that, but you could take your tortillon that has some graphite on it and spread that out a little bit. And that's our little tile. Always initial your work. And on the back, add a date and maybe a one-line journal entry of what's going on in your life, what's going on in your heart, something you're thinking about. And thanks again for joining me. Have a great time.